back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the News at 10 broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. The forensic observation of the Akwa Ibom State governorship election materials has finally resumed at the Independent National Electoral Commission's Institute in Abuja after it was stored due to non-availability of the EC forms and result sheets. When Channels Television crew visited the venue of the exercise today, security operatives resisted our crew, depriving them access into the premises to film the exercise. Similar confrontations had also played out yesterday between representatives of the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party on the one hand, and the INEC officials and their security operatives on the other hand, before the process was eventually called off.
This is the venue where voting materials used during the Akwa Ibom State governorship elections are to be inspected by forensic experts before the eyes of the representatives of the two parties in this contest, the APC and the PDP. Although the forensic exercise was expected to commence on Friday, the heated arguments between the party officials, forensic team and the head of legal services to INEC in Uyo finally ended when they discovered that neither the EC forms nor the result sheets were available for the exercise.
If they have made a mistake, they should go back to Yes. That's a legal blunder.
The head of legal services to INEC in Uyo declined an interview, and lawyers to the two political parties accused each other of trying to frustrate the process.
They just deceived us into believing that something was going to happen here. And then at the end of the day, Uche, the head legal services in Uyo, came out to say that the materials we wanted to make photocopies of, or from EC series, the result sheets that you could put inside the boot of a car or carry it as a handbag from Uyo into the plane and come here. Those are the ones that are not ready. And yet the court order said those things ought to be here for us to start making use of them from the 6th. And up to now, they are not here. And somebody is saying that giving some cock and bull stories of it's all part of the conspiracy between Uche and the resident electoral commissioner in Uyo. He knows what he's doing. This is a game they've been playing all over.
Some issue as to the exact modalities for complying with the order of the court, of the tribunal. And the issues were resolved. Parties agreed on how to go about the conduct of the inspection. Now, our understanding is that there are some of the materials here. But it appears that the petitioners are interested in certain other materials which they say they haven't been given access to. We don't know what those materials are. We understand that the EOs in respect of certain local governments are here and are ready to conduct the inspection exercise with the petitioners. And we're here in line with the order of the court to observe.
When the materials that stalled the exercise on Friday finally arrived and the forensic exercise was to begin, security operatives at the INEC Institute resisted Channel's crew, denying them access to the premises of the exercise. This is the 9th week since May the 14th that the forensic team and the petitioner have tried to investigate the election materials in Uyo before a court order was secured for the materials to be brought to Abuja.
Leaving the election petition matters now to other states, this time looking at how they're faring concerning the economies. Ibom State Governor David Umaru has been speaking on the recent package to the states by the federal government. The governor, who was at the Channels Television headquarters in Lagos today, explained that the package cannot be described as total bailout, as the money is owned partly by the 3 tiers of government.
As at the last time we had a meeting with Mr. President, it was revealed that even many officials of NMPs did not know the number of accounts they had. And Mr. President ordered that an NMPC should not have more than 3 accounts. And a situation in which an NMPC was keeping back almost half of what they were generating. That was very wrong. So I think it was a general bailout by Mr. President from the hands of an NMPC. Now, talking about some money made available to the states, you have number 1, tax that was paid by LONG. And that was what was shared. Mr. President ordered that should be shared because that's also part of money that is due to 3 tiers of government, the federal government, the state government, and the local government. So it wasn't money dashed to the states. No, it was what is due to the state. You know, is the rifle, the state, all the states got what belongs to them. The local government also, and of course the federal government also got theirs. And then again, Mr. President said, look, let's not shave further, you know, from the SS crude account, because that's been depleted badly. And they said, look, let us make available Naira account, Naira funds to states between 250 billion Naira to 300 billion Naira, so that states, you know, that are in need of funds, not just to pay salaries. You know, the situation in the states are so terrible, because no governor, you know, was elected to pay salaries. You know, you have to do something for your people. You have to develop your people, the welfare of the people.
The state needs to look inwards.
Exactly, you know. So that is made available, so that any of the states that wants to get the loan should be able to access between 250 to 300 billion that is made available to states. Now, when you get any part of that, you know, fund as a loan to the state, you have to pay back from, you know, your FAC account. So it's a question of digging a hole to fill a hole. So nobody should think that that is, you know, money that is dashed to the states. That is not. What it means is that you've been getting, you know, 1 billion, for example, from FAC account, and you get this money, you start paying from there immediately.
Governor David Umaru of Oyo State speaking on what he believes the bailout is about. But for the governor of Edo State, he is saying something quite different, saying his state lost over 10 billion naira in 4 years, following what he described as a lack of transparency by the past administration. The governor, who was reacting to questions on the federal government's bailout of states, commended what he called renewed transparency and total compliance to constitutional requirements by President Buhari. On the call for increase in minimum wage, Governor Shomole said that the Nigerian worker is underpaid, particularly in the public sector.
If this money had come under the last president, it would have gone the same way as the previous years. Because LNG is not starting fresh remittance. It has been doing that every year. Plus taxes paid by Atik Shell amounted to about $500 million, added to the $1.6 billion from LNG, that totaled $2.1 million. And that is the money that was shared. That was why a correction was made when a section of the media reported that we have taken money from SS crude account. No money, no dollar was taken from SS crude. So I think that is what is refreshingly new. Now imagine if what Edo State got from this renewed transparency and total compliance with the spirit and the letter of the Constitution, Section 80, if what we got this last week, courtesy of this renewed commitment to transparency, if we had gotten it this past 4 years consecutively, we would have made about 10 billion naira. So by the same token, Edo State government had lost 10 billion naira under President Jonathan and under the former Minister of Finance. And this is the point we have been making. That when analysts just talk about states, they do not really probe these specifics. And because we, the federal voice is always louder, and people make assumptions that certain persons are not likely to do certain things. The truth is, so much was not paid to the Federation account, and that explains the huge gap.
You just wouldn't be wrong if you say it's a day of speaking from the governors from Ebonyi to Edo, now to Kwara State, and the governor is saying in order to reduce cost of governance, Abdul Fattah Ahmed says he is set to reduce the number of ministries and political appointments in East Kwara State. Governor Ahmed explained that the surplus will be used to complete projects in the state.
Kwara is a state in north-central Nigeria, blessed with human and natural resources. The recent economic challenge has forced Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed to be thinking of diversifying the state's economy.
To the management and staff of Harmony Transport Service Limited, I ask you to see the acquisition of these buses as a passport to a new beginning. Be advised that the era of impunity and careless usage of government properties is over. These new buses and the old ones in the fleet should be deployed efficiently and professionally to ensure their optimal use.
The governor added that there is need to also streamline ministries and political appointments.
We must seize the current economic situation as an opportunity to diversify our economy and eliminate wastage. In doing so, we will better fund our development by reforming the revenue generation and collection process. This will reduce our reliance on federally allocated revenue. In line with this reality, we will also streamline activities of our ministries and appointments to reduce the cost of governance.
Some citizens bear their minds on what government can do to achieve this goal.
It does not matter whether all the local governments are represented or not. What matters is performance.
I think it's a work on development and it's a brilliant call, which I believe it will give us nothing but good governance.
The governor has promised to make life more meaningful to all the people of Kwara State and other citizens who reside there.
The Delta State government appears to be thinking in the same line with the Kwara government, but there seems to be some resistance from some newly employed workers in the state. The workers who were recently laid off on the orders of Governor Akwa, who claimed impropriety in their recruitment process by the State Civil Service Commission, have protested their dismissal and demanded reinstatement. The sacked workers, under the aegis of Congress of Newly Employed Civil Servants in Delta State, denied involvement in the alleged scandal in their recruitment.
Aggrieved new members of staff of the Delta State government lay siege to the state government house in Asaba early in the day with various inscriptions on their placards. Their grouse is the suspension of their appointment. The spokesman of the group describes the action of the state government as traumatic.
Our job are being snatched from us. Yes. I see someone have removed food from our mouth, and we can't sit and fold our arms. We passed through the rigorous process. Civil service advertised. We applied. We were shortlisted, and we came for interview, and we passed. When we came for interview, we passed, and we were given our appointment letter. We went through the rigorous process of registration. As we started our work, after starting our work, about a 2 months plus, the new government took oath 29th May 2015. When the 24 hours of whoever is oath, is when as a governor, what he does is to suspend, or that was the first decision into that the system, that brought into system was corrupt, that there's irregularity.
The protesters say they are appealing to the state government to recall them back into the civil service.
What we are asking the governor to do is to call us back while he goes back and do his investigation. Yes. Let us resume our work, because we've almost 2 months now plus. We'll be working. No salary. But now he came and said he has suspended us.
The governor of the state has given the assurance that the outcome of an investigation into their appointment will be considered.
They set up a committee to examine the situation. When they bring the report, I'll look at it and take decisions. There are normal rules and normal processes for engagement of people. And when you are engaging people, it's also on the areas of need. On the areas of need, that's where it should be. I know there are processes that should be put in place. So we are ready to understand that. But to just recall workers when you're not satisfied about the process that led to the engagement, I don't think it's wrong. But for those who are, for the people who were taken last in April, I don't think I'm convinced until I get to tell that they follow the due process.
As the state government insists on taking an appropriate position on the issue, the youths involved are hoping that their employer will not send them back into the unemployment market.
Still ahead on the News at 10, the International Organization of Securities Commissions makes case for SMEs financing through capital markets. That's some business news. Join us again.